you fabulous people. It's your friend Kevin, and this is your Divine Daily Blast. Let's go right to it. We're in a number 7 angel numerology day today. So what exactly is that meaning? Well, a number 7 is bringing focus. You're on the right path. You have to believe it in your heart. Spiritual desires and plans being correct, beneficial, and your priorities are lining up in the right order. Good life choices are being made, particularly when it comes to our material well-being. Not so much material wealth, but our creature comforts, and that's all I'll say about that. We're in the last quarter moon, and it is in the sign of Aries, the very first sign of the zodiac, where things tend to return to where they were when it did the last cycle through every one of the signs. Also, Mercury retrograde begins today, and in this instance it's meeting the loving sign of Venus. So if there's something lovely, wonderful, precious, peaceful, all of those things that you wish that you had perhaps expressed or said or maybe experienced, this would be your second chance to do it. This will be a second chance to say, you know what, I never told my friend thus and so how much I cared about them, how much I appreciated them, that kind of thing. Now, I've got a pile of like prayers. I like to call them my personal treatments. It's like a treatment to the gods, to the fairies, to the angels, reminding me to perhaps present what I want, what I'm looking for, or how much I appreciate them in a different way. So I'm gonna, hopefully you will indulge me in them today. So here we go. Healers, helpers, and spirit guides, sages, masters, and guardians of the spirit realms, I reach out with heart and with mind to call on your love, on your light, and on your help, so divine. Thank you for healing me and guiding me to bliss. Thank you for showing me all that I may have missed. It's just a simple little rhyme that keeps me connected to more than one realm. Many spiritual folks come to the spiritual mountain, if you will, through a portal that's guided by a realm, whether that realm is fairies, aliens, angels, guardian angels, a realm or a portal, if you will. And I like to look at portals not so much as a place in time, but a little bit like a mirror on the wall, a little bit like a mark in the day or the week or the year or the month or the space in time where you find yourself popping through and connecting. And when that connection is truly solid, you may experience, the hairs on your arms standing up. You might hear a really brief set of words. You may see something so profound it stops you in your tracks but does not do anything to anyone else. These are these little moments in time. So by calling the healers, the helpers, the spirit guides, sages, masters, and guardians, you're pulling them all forward and inviting them to spend time focusing on love. And that could be today your starting point with this Mercury going retrograde to review and renew your connection with the spirit realm and to pull you closer to your your true spiritual root, if you will. Now the other one I've got today, which I'll read to you. May the light of white be in my sight. May the truth be in my heart. May the words of my mouth come from the light of my heart. and be acceptable in thy sight. Now, thy sight could be the sight of spirit, the sight of source, the sight of... Sometimes when we use the word thine and thy, it can bring up thoughts and feelings of biblical type texts or religious ceremonies. But it's like, I like the word thy, thine, thy, my, I, all of us together. That's to me what thy sight, the sight that's not just physical, it's ethereal. Right, message from Archangel Azrael. I am the healer of sorrows and loss. Allow me to bring you comfort and relieve anything weighing upon your heart. In your affirmation, I am stronger than my sorrows. My hope and faith always prevail. We have to have hope, and then we have to invest in faith. And then comes the third part, trust, which is linked to belief. We have to believe it to be so. And sometimes for me personally, in these very curious times, I have to discard anything else. I have to not purchase pain or peril or any of those things, because that to me is controlling the narrative. If I'm being controlled by a situation, a story, a person, a place, something that I cannot necessarily control, like it's out of my control, like it's not something I can do anything about, then I have to put my hope, my faith, my trust, and my belief in two things. One, this is none of my concern, it's time to move on. Or two, this is something I should pay attention to for future reference. But at no time do I believe because I haven't hoped for it, or do I trust because I trust a lot of things, that things are going to go terrible, they're going to go bad. You know what I'm saying? I almost want to thumb my nose up at bad news. This is going to happen, that's going to happen, oh my gosh, we're going to go here, do this, do that. Well, if you say so, maybe that will happen for you, but not for me. And always during disasters, unfortunately, loss creates sorrow. And sorrow is typically where we get down on our knees, we bow our head, we put our hands together and say, God, angel, spirit, take my sorrow from me and replace it with something else. Kutumi is with us all week long, will be with us today and tomorrow, initiating our spiritual experience. He's suggesting that our current situation is the initiator. We are the initiator. We're the ones that have to bring things to our altars. And then we have Orion, who has long been a sense of spirit guidance for me. Since I was a teenager, I heard the word Orion and it perked my interest. Then some years later, when after I moved to the United States and began doing the psychic fair circuits, there was a rather what I want to say, I don't like to quantify people's abilities, but a really talented, there you go, clairvoyant psychic card reader who called himself Orion. Not that I felt like that was who Orion was, but this name Orion came up quite a bit. And yet in modern day spiritual teaching, Orion is not spoken about too much. And that's, I think, because he glues the realms together way up above the stellar gateway and allows the forces for help and guidance to come forward. The activation of Orion is, I am the visionary of my future. So we almost have to dig into the idea that we're our own we are our own what do I call those things, crystal ball. Gaze into it. All right, Gertrude, Beatrice, you brought us stargazing yesterday. What are you bringing us today? Oops, well, I've got a sense that they are by the water's edge. Is it ocean water? Nope, it's a river, because I'm seeing lilies floating down this river just quite gently. They say, and gently does it, and reflect. Here's this card. All right, gently does it. So they're wanting you to be very gentle with how you approach your day. Be very kind. Be sort of loving, almost like a dewy type of energy. Pure intention. So there's intention and there's pure intention. I think you can work out the difference, that pure intention comes from the place of the heart that moves you, moves other people. The fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely, to help you manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. And here we see our fabulous manifestation fairy just quite gently, delightfully, not exactly placing her hands at prayer, but she's gently wishing her desires, her manifestation, into the air. You see that light that's come, that's taking what she wants, but she's doing it gently. This is where I think we ask for the healers to help us, the spirit guides, sages, masters and guardians. You can also ask for fairies too. I like asking for the fairies. Sometimes they're a little bit naughty. Sometimes I'm thinking, oof, okay, well, they're not either with it or they're a little distracted, and that's good too. All right, my friends, that is it from me for today. I will be back tomorrow morning around about the same time. So you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Focus on love, focus on romance, focus on what lets your heart sing. Lots of love. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.